Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Ageless Male Max. Their patent-pending formula has an ingredient that helps boost your total testosterone, promoting greater increase in muscle size and twice the reduction in body fat percentage that exercise alone. Get your first 30-day bottle free. Just pay shipping and handling. Text the word POUND to 797979. Finally, a formula that boosts total testosterone. That's 30 days free of Ageless Male Max by texting POUND to 797979. Message and data rates may apply. This week on the podcast, on the road in Baltimore and Philly, that means Jimmy's Seafood and the ECW Arena, plus Jonathan Gresham is fucked. Enjoy the show.
This is the Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
All right, how you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entryway to the minds and souls, the hearts, and lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name, it's Colt Cabana. I'm a steak eater. I'm not a seafood eater. I hate seafood. I hate anything from the sea. I will eat a steak or a chicken, and believe me, I hate it. I wish I was a vegetarian. I understand. I get it. I just can't stop. Maybe the way I've stopped Diet Coke, one day I will stop eating meat. Until then, I will continue just being me. Most importantly, that means a professional wrestler. I am coming to you live from my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before we go any further, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. We give it to free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcasts from. Couple ways that you can support, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Swagger316. Email me your address and I'll send you a free autograph. Ways you can support: social media, Facebook, Twitter. The best way, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, t-shirts, buttons, pictures, posters, DVDs, digital downloads, a children's book, micro brawlers, enamel pins. I know it's enamel, but I said enamel, so deal with it. Go buy some stuff. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. Once again, Marty and I are doing a live comedy tour. Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, and University of Miami of Ohio. Go to ColtCabana.com, go to appearances, find the links to those shows. Such a fun show to do. Lots of great clips. Lots of great fun to be had. We hope to see you there. Anything else of note? Oh, I keep on talking about my shoulder. I'm in physical therapy now, if anyone really cares. I'm not going to talk too in-depth of how fucked my shoulder is, but it is fucked, ladies and gentlemen. I am in physical therapy. It is feeling a lot better. It's been 3 weeks now, I think, and I remember I got physical therapy on my lower back when I was in FCW in Tampa, Florida, and I remember just how much it did nothing. And I'm a firm believer in a chiropractor. Boy, do I love a chiropractor. And I remember I did like 6 weeks of physical therapy. It maybe improved my lower back by like 10%. If I felt like a 30 out of 100, maybe I felt a 40 out of 100. And then I went to Joe Gomez's Hookup. If anyone remembers that name, he was in WCW. He was partners with the Renegade. He was also the unofficial mayor of Tampa, Florida. He got shit done. If you were in the FCW, WWE system and you needed a chiropractor for free because you were only getting paid $750 a week, some of these wrestlers, most of them getting paid $500 a week, you went to Joe Gomez and he sent you to a chiropractor, and I went to that chiropractor and I felt a bajillion times better. In that instance, chiropractic better than physical therapy, but this is rotator and labrum bullshit, and a chiropractor won't fix that. So the physical therapy lady is, and she's doing a great job, and I'm back on the road. And luckily this week, I'm doing commentary. Next week, I'm wrestling on 5 fucking shows. So this week it was commentary. It was Baltimore and Philadelphia. I mean, we're running these arenas. They're all just arenas. Well, Philadelphia is the ECW arena. That's a special one. But Baltimore, we did a show. Ian and I announced it. It was Baltimore. The big news of the day was Jimmy's Seafood. Johnny Crab Cakes is his name. He hooks it up. These steaks are huge. Last time I had a prime rib. This time I had a T-bone. Felt like a real Flintstone, I'll be honest. Some of you might remember Judge Jeff Jones from the ECW days. I think he was Mike Awesome's manager, amongst other people. Jeff's like kind of the official man of Baltimore, the Baltimore wrestling scene. He's been around there for 25 years, maybe more. And Jeff's always a great ambassador and always leads the troops over to the seafood joint. So it was nice to get his thoughts on Jimmy's Seafood and the great city of Baltimore.
And in Baltimore, there's only one place to go. Is that right, Jeff?
Absolutely. Jimmy's Famous Seafood.
I mean, it's exploded on the internet. and all the boys' social media. It's probably, I assume, and you can give me a backstory, I assume it's because of social media, everyone thinks it's like a thing now, but it's probably been a thing forever. I'm guessing.
Actually, it's been a thing since when John, the owner, when he was a kid, his father used to feed the WWE guys, like Paul Orndorff, Bob Orton, like Bundy, like those guys would come in and get food, and John
was his father a huge wrestling fan?
His father wasn't so much a huge wrestling fan, but he knew his sons were. Or I don't know if John's brother is so much, but John was a huge wrestling fan. So he'd go and wake him up and ring, "Hey, Johnny, we got Mr. Wonderful's down here," or whatever, and would feed the guys. So, like, John's just kind of, like, carried on the tradition and always been a wrestling fan. And you know, with everything that involves wrestling and restaurants and free meals, the center of it is Luke Gallows. So I was bringing Gallows and Anderson to their first WWE loop in Baltimore and bringing them to Jimmy's. And Gallows throughout the day, like, "Hey, baby, can I bring this person?" And, like, John's like, "Yeah, bring them." And, "Can I bring this person? My family's in town, too. Can I bring them?" And then John's like, "I don't care. Bring whoever you want." So, real funny story is John used to be not a Roman Reigns fan. Now he's actually one of his really good friends. But John had a list up on the wall that said, people that eat for free and people that are barred. And, like, the eat for free was all of his football friends, like Torrey Smith, Ray Rice, baseball players, stuff like that. And then top of the do not barred list was Roman Reigns. So Gallows' mom gets the tour of the bar and goes upstairs and takes a picture of the list and then comes down and goes, "Hey, Roman, look at this." And John's like, "I fired that employee that made that list."
Is that when, like, the bandwagon of Roman Reigns sucks was at its highest?
Yes, but Roman Reigns doesn't suck at Jimmy's Seafood because he did one of his Make-A-Wish appearances for WWE that he does every week. Well, this one he just so happened to do wearing his Jimmy Seafood hoodie. So Jimmy's put it up on their Twitter and said, "Hey, for every like this gets, we'll donate $1 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation." So with about 24 hours left, we were looking at about a $4,000 donation, which is good because, like, that's one of Jimmy's go-to charities anyways, Make-A-Wish, so he's going to donate money, so why not, donate because of wrestling? Well, then old Roman saw it. Had to be vanity searching because he wasn't tagged. Roman hit the old retweet button. Jimmy's donated like 13 grand.
Good for them. Yeah, and it's been everybody. I mean, the whole crew, the Ring of Honor, we all hit up there, and I wrestled him, by the way.
Yes, you tagged with him, right?
I tagged with him.
Yes. So you're good for life. Colt, you're good for life at Jimmy Seafood. You're like his partner. Partners for life.
I'm his partner. What's Baltimore's wrestling history? Do we know what that is?
I mean, Superstar Graham beat Bruno for the belt at the Baltimore Arena in 77. I mean, it's always been back in the day, like when I started going to wrestling, it was hotbed. If WWE was here in June, NWA was here in July. Like there was wrestling at the arena every month, and like the Baltimore Arena was kind of like that overlap building where both WWF and the NWA would run it. So
like Chicago, like we have that Steamboat Flair match that everyone talks about. That's kind of yours is.
Ours is Luger Wyndham in the cage when the whole building is chanting, "We want Flair," because Ric Flair quit 2 weeks before. I mean, really, but no, I mean, there's a lot of like cool matches too. Like Sting won the belt here. Vader debuted for WCW here. Vader lost the belt to Ron Simmons here. Won the belt back from Ron Simmons here. So I mean, like Baltimore, it's got a good wrestling history, probably more skewed towards NWA, WCW than WWF, even though WWF used to be based out of Baltimore. The studio, I think, up until when they canned the primetime show where they watched the matches and went to like the talk show format, like old TNT and primetime episodes were shot in like Timonium or Owings Mills, Maryland.
And did you ever judge here?
Not the Baltimore Arena, but on indie shows, absolutely. Come on.
ECW, did they run Baltimore?
No, but, Dan McDevitt, Maryland Championship Wrestling would run shows. The ECW, we didn't have... a
license, maybe.
Well, we didn't have TV here, plus the ECW style really didn't jive with the State Athletic Commission and the whole no blood.
That's what I mean, the license. Those guys were...
No violence to women,
Those, especially that Baltimore license, they they can be a real stickler, can't they?
Oh God, yeah. They give you $25 a guy, $12 for insurance. They need to get their money at the end of the day.
They're the ones making the real money in indie wrestling.
Absolutely.
The following day, it was a day off, a day of rest, as my great people would say. And we'll get into that story a little bit later. So I had a day off, and then the day after that was a travel day to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where we were to wrestle in the ECW arena. I got to the arena, and unlike the Nashville Fairgrounds, that episode, if you go back and listen to that, I was able to talk to Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. Here, it's a whole new crew. I mean, spoiler alert, Sandman was there, but he wasn't there till like the show basically ended and I was doing commentary, and you better believe he was gone by that point. So I was kind of unable to do a whole show on the ECW arena. And maybe if I ever go back for House of Hardcore, that would be a good episode if it's at the arena. But I still want to talk to some of the people that were around. And as I looked around, Christopher Daniels seemed like the right choice. So we looked over what was some version of the Eagle's Nest, and we talked about the arena.
Yes, you and I have had a lot of stuff together in this particular arena.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe we can help rehash a memory. There was something where like somebody was late.
Samoa Joe.
Is that what it was?
It was. We had a match here. It was the main event of a Ring of Honor
three-way?
show. Yep, it was supposed to be a three-way. You, me, and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was late, so we put together the match, and literally they got word that Joe was gonna come probably 10 minutes after we were in the ring. So we wrestled the whole match. You pinned me. And then,
goddamn right I did.
So darn right you did. Samoa Joe comes running down and throws you about a bit.
And just jobbed me out, I think, right?
Did he job you? I thought it was just, I didn't think it was another match, was it? You didn't wrestle a full match with him right after that. Wasn't it just him throwing you around and raising his big meaty paw and going, yay?
Is that what it was?
I think so. I don't remember, because after I lose, I don't give a shit what happens in the ring. After I'm pinned, I'm like, oh, no, I don't care.
I guess I was going to talk about memories of this. And the reality is, on this show, I guess the only person I could really ask would be Bully, but I don't want to talk to him. So,
right.
Did you ever work the arena for ECW?
I did. I had a match with Rhino in the arena for ECW, and it was pretty cool, man. I was really worried because at the time, obviously, if you didn't earn their respect and you got booed and buried by the crowd, it was terrifying.
Now, you knew that going in. You knew all of the lore, right?
100%. This was 98, 99 when I had the match. So, yeah, this was the second weekend I had worked for ECW because I did something in the Odeum with them where they were like pushing me pretty hard. They had a match where I beat I beat a wrestler, and then I called out Super Crazy and beat him.
Oh, I was front row.
Oh yeah? Okay, there you go. So like I got here, and they ended up going in a different direction, and so they're like, okay, well, you're gonna wrestle Rhino, and I was like, oh no, I gotta wrestle Rhino. He's sort of established. I don't have, this was 99, so like being big on the internet wasn't a thing 100% at that point. So,
but this was the internet knowledgeable crowd, and you had to have known that.
Yeah, some people knew. I think some people at least respected me, and then like I had a good enough match where I wasn't booted out of the building, and people like I remember doing like a big dive where I jumped to the top rope and dove and got the people excited. So I mean that was a good experience.
What was the difference between going into that first WCW one where you could tell you're all amped up and you got hurt, right?
Right. Well, I didn't fall on my head in ECW, so I mean there's that.
Like, is it the same idea of just like, I got to fucking impress all these people, everybody out there?
Yeah, well, the part of the difference, too, was like that match was specifically a tryout. They were like, all right, go out there and do everything. We're trying to impress, and at the time, the WCW mentality for the cruiserweights was, you've got 4 minutes, do 90 minutes of stuff because that's the way they went. So the match with Rhino was really just, have a good match. It's going to be good no matter what you guys do. Just go out there and have a good one, and we did. But yeah, the WCW thing was the pressure was all right. Go out there, do everything. We wanted to go out there and show the world. Me and Mike Modest were two cruiserweights to watch in the future, and then I lost all the feeling in my arm, and that did not go as well as I planned. So,
and I guess Philadelphia has a special place for you, right? Like,
absolutely, man.
Ring of Honor, I guess, starting here.
Yeah, and I've had the opportunity to wrestle in this building for ECW, Ring of Honor, House of Hardcore, CZW,
3PW.
3PW. I literally won the 3PW world title here. I wrestled AJ here, 30-minute draw. I had a bunch of great matches here. Yeah, so I mean, I've been very fortunate to have a good history here, despite only really having a cup of coffee for ECW.
And you'll have a good one tonight?
Yeah, I hope so. I know. That's the plan, is always try to have a good one in front of this crowd, because these guys are always great.
Dave Lagana was also in the house. This guy's all over the place. He's hustling. His champion, Cody Rhodes, he's in Ring of Honor, so Dave's around a lot more, and Dave's busy shooting and filming and promoting for the big NWA 70 show that I will be at in Nashville next Sunday. But Dave also had a history of going to the ECW arena as a teenager and as a wrestling fan.
So I started coming here in 1994, which makes me really old. And I was here the night Shane Douglas threw down the NWA Championship.
You were?
Yes. It was my second ECW show. The first one was the night Terry Funk and Mick Foley asked for chairs and buried Public Enemy.
How full circle is you are promoting the NWA 70th show next week will be on this very podcast.
Yes, it's very surreal. And by the way, the son of Dusty Rhodes is holding the NWA title. I don't think 1994 me would believe any of that would be real.
And then when WWE did the weird shit here, were you in that?
I didn't come to they did an ECW show here. I did not come to that show because we did all the tapings up at Hammerstein, but no. It's weird being here because it's so different but still the same. So like, obviously this is a audio podcast, but see where that wall ended there. So the room is so much more open than it used to be and bigger. Maybe actually it was here. So it's so different, but it's the same. Like the posts are the same. The entrance. Like there used to be like a walkway up here and all that stuff. So obviously this is a terrible audio podcast. I'm pointing to stuff, but yeah.
No, but yeah, the charm of it is still here. But I think it's because they put money into it, but it's also still like in a grungy, shitty part of Philadelphia.
And I don't know why. I know why they don't put bleachers in here, but that was also the charm. Was that the bleachers made it look like a bowl, and now flat, it just doesn't have the same appeal.
Let's get with the marketing team.
Yeah, they're going to kick me out. So
I'll tell Roger that.
Roger's gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. Bleachers cost X, Y, and Z, and are horrible setup. So.
And we're all out of money.
Yeah, we're out of money. This is why ECW went out of business. It was spent on bleachers.
And the night finished. And the show finished, and it was another show amongst many shows of my shows in the world of professional wrestling. And I had to drive back from Philadelphia to Baltimore, and I had a crew of guys with me. I did drive Jonathan Gresham on the way up, but I wasn't going to drive him on the way back. And these are some of the things that happened to us. I mean, these situations are the situations you don't hear about. You see the wrestling, well, sometimes on Twitter and social media you'll hear about it, but this is in the moment. Poor Jonathan Gresham. Send him a text and ask him if he ever got that car, would you?
Okay, so I arrived at the Ring of Honor dojo where I normally park my car.
In Baltimore.
In Baltimore, yes. We did the first show in Baltimore. I dropped my girlfriend off before that so she could fly to Europe. She had 3 shows, England and Ireland. We slept at the Ring of Honor hotel that night.
Ring of Honor owns a hotel?
Oh, no. This is where everybody was staying at, of course. So I leave the hotel early in the morning to catch my flight to a show in Alabama. So I had my keys with me because I obviously drove there, locked my car, and I went to Atlanta to go to Alabama, to drive to Alabama. I finally get back after the show, and I realized when I'm at my car that I've lost my keys. So I'm searching through everything, can't find them, and I realize I've lost them somewhere in between freaking the Uber and Alabama. So both of my car keys are on there. I have 2 cars. So.
And we're here a day later, and they've not been found, right?
No, I haven't found them. They're definitely in another state somewhere. They have to be.
I feel like this has happened to me, but like my wallet or something. But eventually, it shows up.
Yeah, this isn't showing up though. It's definitely not showing up.
So what's your move now?
My move now is my girlfriend flies in tomorrow around 2. So I'm going to crash with some guys here tonight, Will Ferrara, and then in the morning they're going to take me to the airport while I'm going to buy a rent-a-car. And then from there, we're going to drive back home to York, and then I'm going to have to figure out, how to get the car fixed and everything.
And so that car's just going to sit in Baltimore at the dojo?
Yeah, for a couple of days.
And then, if it's me, I don't know if it's you, but if it's me, I'm just, so sad at all the extra dollars that just rack up from... I don't know, you being an idiot or just life, right?
Just life. I'd never really lose stuff like that. This is one of the times, and whenever I do something like this, is always huge. So now this is like a $1,500 like thing I have to do now. You know what I mean? So
A sad
I'll beat
weekend.
myself up all day about it. So yeah.
Well, I hope I don't know. I hope for you.
Thank you.
Not as good as a weekend as I had.
Oh, you had a really good weekend, eh?
I mean, it was fine.
It's obviously better than mine. Obviously better
I
than
think that's the point.
Right.
All right, best to you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. And you're not going with us now, right?
No.
You still recording?
You got anything to say?
Yeah, can I ride with you? Or are you still upset at me?
No, you can ride with me.
Yeah. You gonna tell everybody about how horrible of a friend I am?
I mean, you're telling yourself.
Yeah, I'll ride on myself. We were supposed to go to the movies yesterday, me and some other people, but to your credit, during the week you hit me up and said, hey, on our free day, let's go to the movies. I said, sure, I'd loved it.
He goes, I'm down.
I'm down. So then the day of the movies came up, our off day. Well, technically it wasn't a full off day because we had to do some work in the morning.
You did.
I did. But then I forgot that my sister lives in this area. She moved here a year ago. And then we went to eat. By that time, it was already late, and I thought to myself after you texted me, I'm not going to lie.
I know.
My sister goes, oh, your hotel's right by the movies. Let's go see Venom. And I was like, yeah, great idea. It's not that I forgot that we were all going to go to the movies. It's just it was already late and no one had said anything. So I thought it was okay. Hindsight's 20/20 is what my mom would say. Afterwards, I'm like, I should have at least said, because I did remember. It's not like I totally forgot.
We talked about it the day before.
I'm not gonna lie.
We talked about it the day before. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's go to the movies.
I did remember, and I think I should have said, let's see if Colt wants to come with me and my sister, at least. But no, I did no such thing.
Just ditched me.
I think in my head I tried to justify it by saying it's this late and no one's reached out yet. I think sorry is in order
I think usually I would just let this boil up in me and hate you for the rest of my life. But I confronted you, and like a man, he apologized, and he's now in the middle of a talk with somebody else. He's just barged in, and he's apologized again on the record.
Well, I want to say something else, because when I messaged you earlier today, and this is serious, when I messaged you earlier today and asked if I could ride back to the hotel with you, you didn't reply.
I was driving.
Okay, well, in my head, I'm not making this up, I thought, oh man, I think he might be upset about the movies. Because I know inside I think I should have said something.
Do you remember
but you didn't reply, so then I messaged again, and then you replied like, oh no, I'm sorry, and then you told me why you didn't reply, and I was like, oh, I guess, all right, everything must be cool.
Do you remember my passive-aggressive reply yesterday?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was two texts. Oh, return. Wait, you had got the 3 dots coming. Okay.
Oh man.
Very passive-aggressive. All right, it's been mended, and he's coming in the car. The car that Jonathan Gresham is not coming in.
Look at that, Jay Lethal. I was hurt. My feelings were hurt. I don't know if that was supposed to be on the podcast, but I was in the middle of talking to Gresham. You got a little bonus Jay Lethal there with real Colt Cabana life feelings. And we made up, and we drove back, had some Wawa, and then I flew back home to do it all over again. That's the week. Show's not over, though. Still got some plugs and
upcoming events.
All right, the best way that you can support ColtMerch.com, digitalcolt.com, Twitter and Instagram at Colt Cabana, Facebook /AOW Podcast, also /Colt Cabana. Each week I'll choose one person who reviews and rates 5 stars on iTunes, and I'll send them a show ticket to DDT autographed by myself. I got a storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of this show, old and new, are ad-free on StitcherPremium.com /Colt. Use the code COLT, get a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe you're a promoter who want to put me on your upcoming show or convention or even be documented on this very podcast. I got a YouTube channel. I got a website, ColtCabana.com. That's where you can find my P.O. box. I did get some fun stuff. I got a letter from a fan in Baltimore. That meant a lot to me. Thank you to him. He knows exactly who he is. I also got another letter. Oh, where was I? I had to give it one for me and one for Marty and Sarah. And then in the P.O. box, I got a vinyl record. I got a CD. Stone Cold does country music and some other stuff. Sorry if I forgot. I'm that lazy. I can't just go over and look it up. Sorry. I love you. Send me stuff. It makes me feel good. Upcoming tonight, Thursday, October 18th, San Diego, California, at Fist Combat TV. Saturday, October 20th, Des Moines, Iowa, ProWrestlingRevolver.com. Sunday, October 21st, Nashville, Tennessee, NWA70.com. That's streaming also on Fight TV. Tuesday, October 23rd, Jeffersonville, Indiana, TerryHarper.com. Thursday, October 25th, Chicago, Illinois, ZelloPro.com. Then the 27th through the 30th, I'm going on the Jericho Cruise. Friday, November 2nd, San Antonio, Texas, Facebook/RCW Forever. Wednesday, November 14th, Detroit, Michigan, SanctuaryDetroit.com. Thursday, November 15th, Cleveland, Ohio, ClevelandComedyFestival.com. Wednesday, November 21st, Chicago, Illinois, live at NorthBar.com. Those are the comedy shows. Come to the shows. They're going to be great. Intro music by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. Outro music by Superfun Yeah Yeah Rocket Ship. Podcast cover art designed by Jimmy Lee, photo by James Musselwhite. Thanks to Christopher Daniels, Jonathan Gresham, Jay Lethal, Dave Lagana, and the Judge, Jeff Jones. Thanks to our sponsors, highspots.com, a VOD service that is amazing, PWGs, $5 wrestlings. Also, AMA knee pads that I own and wear, gear, wrestling mask, even a wrestling ring, 1hourtees.com. They help run ProWrestlingTees.com. That's where you can support your favorite independent wrestler directly. Next week's going to be crazy. By the time this is out, I'm in San Diego, California. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm also doing a surprise show on Friday. Then a show Saturday and Sunday and Tuesday and Thursday. Then on into a cruise. Hey, hey, hey. All right, wish me luck. Wish my shoulder luck. This has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks. Can I record you and record all your thoughts about everything you have to say about life in the world?
How long is this podcast?
This one?
Yeah.
We're going to do 40 minutes right now.
All right, let's do it.
Are you okay with that?
I was a young child when I first fell in love with professional wrestling.